What's up, movie nerds and basketball geeks? Welcome back to Movie Ball, and on today's episode, I'm going to be reviewing the Impractical Jokers movie, LARRRY! So I'm a huge fan of this show, and like most people, I'm in stitches from almost every episode that these four have done. Even when some of the challenges or bits are not that funny, I'm still having a great time because the Jokers are having a great time, and they just elevate your sensibility of enjoyment. And after 8 seasons of laughs and crazy hijinks, we now have a movie for Joe, Murr, Sal, and Q to split our sides with. And it's come at a pretty good time too, because as much as I adore this series, and even with it now holding a special place in my heart, the whole spiel of the show is kind of starting to wear thin. There's only so many episodes you can really maintain a freshness with, as even when some of the segments are really hilarious and fun, now that it's been years and years and years, it's kind of starting to run its course a little bit, and I think they might have realized that, so they said, let's spice it up and make a movie. If you're unaware of what Impractical Jokers is, basically it's a competition between 4 lifelong friends who compete to embarrass each other, where they have to do and say what the other guys tell them to do, and if they refuse, they lose. So there's a bunch of segments and challenges where they have to just say crazy things and react to these people in real time, and it's really, really funny, and basically at the end of the episode, whoever garners up the most losses is the night's big loser, and they get punished in a very funny and embarrassing manner. So what the movie does, since this is a reality TV show that consists of interactions with real people, is kind of make up this scripted scenario for the Jokers to follow along to as they compete in their challenges. The plotline is that Sal, Q, Murr, and Joe went to a Paula Abdul concert in 1992 while they were still in high school, and some kind of mishap occurs which causes the Jokers to kind of freak out, and years later, Paula Abdul sees the Jokers and she's a big fan of them, and she invites the 4 of them to her party in Miami. So what do the 4 do? They decide to go on a road trip full of challenges. Since there's only 3 tickets, whoever loses the most challenges is the person that's not allowed at the party. So they have this scripted outline that starts the movie, and it's a pretty funny way to introduce the film. Look, obviously they didn't need a plot or narrative at all. They could have easily just done this road trip Jokers movie where they compete in challenges the whole way through, and it would have worked just as well. In fact, it most likely would have been the much better alternative. Like I said, it's a funny way to familiarize the audience with the concept of the film, and there are some good gags, but they're scripted, which is a little odd as a longtime viewer of the Impractical Jokers, who are improvisational geniuses that just spew out uncomfortable things for their friends to say for real reactions. But when you actually have the 4 of them acting, and I understand it's kind of a joke unto itself, but it's pretty awkward. It's very noticeable. They're not good actors. However, their chemistry and overall back and forth kind of masks that discomfort because they've been friends for so long. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because this isn't why we paid to see the movie. We paid for the Impractical Joker stuff, right? Correct, we're watching it for the Impractical Joker shtick on the big screen, but foolishly, the filmmakers, and the 4 of them I guess, decided that it was best to keep coming back to this written plotline with scripted scenarios and jokes. It's a massive mistake. I would honestly say that 70% of this movie is like a real movie. The other 30% is what we actually wanted to see. Now look, I understand that it's a movie, so make it a movie, right? But that's not what the Jackass films did, and their movies were better than the TV show could have ever been because they did stuff you're not allowed to do on television. The Impractical Jokers movie is like literally watching the Impractical Jokers trying to act in a film. It's like watching reality TV stars trying to do actual acting, because that's what this is. So let me break it down. They do this very lame scripted storyline for a majority of the film. The first 10 minutes starts off this way, then we get a very brief throwaway challenge gag, and then it's back to another 10 minutes of scripted storyline. And then periodically throughout the next 30 minutes, we get some challenges and gags as they hit the road, but they still keep cutting back to this stupid written plotline, scripted joke shitfest. Like, it's so stupid because it's literally after every challenge or segment, they go back to this stupid script and this actual plotline, this actual movie, every 3 to 5 minutes, and it's very frustrating because I understand if you want to start off the movie that way, come back to it for a little in the middle, and then at the end finish off that way. That kind of makes sense. There's a semblance of something there. I get that. I understand. But if you're going to come back every 3 to 5 minutes throughout the entire duration of the film, that's just overbearing. And not only is it annoying because we want to see the actual stuff that the Impractical Jokers do, but it's just not funny, and it becomes very cringy over time. Back to the Jackass thing, they went super R-rated and did stuff they can't do on television. Not that Impractical Jokers had to go R-rated by any stretch of the imagination, but they should have pushed the boundaries a little bit and at least had movie-scale segments, bigger and better for the silver screen. But they don't. There's nothing special about 90% of the challenges and segments that would warrant a movie out of them. It's the same as watching the TV show. It's just the same as watching the TV show on your couch, except we get constant cuts to this exhausted, scripted material. Don't get me wrong, there's laughs to be had. There's some huge laughs, undoubtedly, and if you're a fan of the series, then you're definitely going to enjoy some of the things that they do. However, there's just not enough of that trademark Impractical Jokers content because they keep cutting back to this dumb plotline that just takes up way too much screen time. Mix that in with the fact that the bits they actually perform and the settings they find themselves in could have literally been plucked from any episode of the show, then you've just got a letdown that doesn't serve a purpose. It really could have just been an hour-and-a-half TV special that aired on True TV. I'm going to give Impractical Jokers the movie a C+. Like I said, there were times I laughed hard. When you get these four together, there's going to be some magic. Unfortunately, it just really felt like a waste of time and something that I could have just caught on TV at any given moment. Are you guys excited for this movie? Let me know in the comment section below if you've even heard of this series. I know most people that I've talked to have, so I don't even know how they get away with this stuff anymore because I feel like everyone knows them and watches them and loves them. I mean, I love these guys. I'm going to keep watching their show. They're hilarious, but, you know, just the movie didn't do it for me. So, like, comment, subscribe, smash that like button. If you refuse, you lose! Joe didn't get any likes on his newest video. He's tonight's big loser.